Man, welcome back to the Fake Stuff Podcast. We are back at it again, doing what we do, getting down to the business. Crab Man in the building. What's going on, Crab Man?
Just ready to get back on, talk some football. This is my happy space. Been working out in the heat all day, starting to get hot here in Georgia, so it feels good in this garage. I'm ready to talk some winners and losers from the NFL draft.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Ian in the building. Pate Poopa. What's going on, big dog?
What's up, guys? Good to be on again. Talking about some stuff, man. Rookie drafts just went down in all our dynasty leagues, man, and I know we're all super excited about talking about it and some of the winners and losers that come from those rookie drafts, man, because that shit changes a lot in the dynamic of football. So we're gonna touch on some of them winners today, and I'm gonna let you take it away.
Yes, sir. We get right to business. 10 winners from the NFL draft. Number 1, Bryce Young. And to me, this is like my biggest winner of the draft, to be honest, because when I saw they drafted Ted McMillan, I know Crab Man got some things to say about, Ted McMillan and the Panthers. We ain't got what's his name up in here, C Swizzy in the building. But Bryce Young, this is what I'm saying about Bryce Young. The Panthers, obviously, this draft didn't have any good quarterbacks in them, but it does look like the Panthers are saying, yo, Bryce Young, we're going to give you a chance. Let's get this guy some weapons. They got Leggett. They just drafted in the first round last year. Ted McMillan, somebody with some, freaky upside. At least a lot of people think so. So I'm all in on this one. I think this is the Panthers saying, Bryce Young, we're going to have some confidence in you. But listen, 1 year, Bryce Young got to do it this year. Can't let it slide this year. If he fucks up this year, he's done. So it is just 1 year, but hey, at least it looks like the Panthers are giving him something to work with.
Yeah, this is pretty much it for Bryce Young, like you said. But they didn't – I know this is going to not tickle Ian's fancy, the opposite of tickling the fancy, whatever that is. The Panthers didn't draft an offensive lineman in this draft, but they did go out and get that receiver. But, Matt kind of touched on it a little bit, the way I was going to feel. And I think Bryce Young and all these guys on the Panthers are just a bunch of losers. They're playing they play in a loser division against loser teams, and they're the biggest losers of that division. And they're gonna keep rolling out there, trying to win 3 or 4 games this year, and we'll be talking about them drafting another guy in the top 5 or top 8 or wherever they are this year. But in all reality, that they're trying to get Bryce Young some weapons.
Man, you just drank from the haterade fountain this morning, dude. Like, you just straight hating, man. But you're right. But you're not wrong in a lot of things, dude. Like, they are a bad team in a bad division. But the NFL, the way it's set up, has a way of leveling this stuff out, man. After so long, eventually people get so many draft picks, they hit on somebody eventually. And Bryce Young did look good at the end of last year. And I was actually pursuing him a little bit in Dynasty. I was kind of weighing around about what I could get, but I didn't really want him, didn't really need him with the emergence of Bo Nix. So before Bo Nix, I was like, maybe I should try for Bryce, because I honestly felt like he was going to take a step up for one reason or another. But adding Ted McMillan there is huge for him. I think he's a definite winner in that aspect. He gets a big guy that's fast, that can be the X receiver, go downfield, go up and get the ball, man. He's a big target. And I drafted him. So I believe in him. He's on a bad offense. I don't feel like he's going to get a lot of touchdown opportunities, but I don't really need him to be an immediate starter on my team. So I feel like he's a great talent, and I feel like Bryce Young is make or break this year. So, but I feel like he's gonna do good this year, and we'll see. Only time will tell. But I think Bryce Young's a winner with the addition of Ted.
Well, one question. when they're in the huddle, calling plays and stuff, how low does Ted McMillan have to get down to Bryce Young's level to actually hear the plays being called in the huddle? I mean, it's a big thing. You got to be able to know what play is called. I mean,
you on some other stuff, man. You're just reaching for stuff to be mad about, man. I mean, if professionals figure that stuff out, man. I mean, look at Drew Brees. Drew Brees, the New Orleans Saints offensive lineman, ducked down for years. So, I mean, if it's the guy,
it's gonna be tough on his knees. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Crabman, he be hating, but it is the Panthers, and we do talk about organizations being buttoned up and stuff like that. So, I mean, that's not one thing that bodes well for Bryce Young, but I still, nonetheless, think he's one of the big winners. Next one, big one. This was one that pretty much everybody was looking at. You know what I'm saying? Chase Brown, because, heck, what was that? I saw some trades this year for Chase Brown with 2 firsts, some pretty big trades this offseason, and just Chase Brown not having the draft capital, his future was always up in the air just a little bit. So him to go unscathed, because there were meetings in the offseason about the Bengals. I think common sense was saying that the Bengals were going to go draft their defense, and they had to. They had to build their defense up somewhat. But, rumblings of meetings, those Ohio State guys, Cincinnati's in Ohio. For everybody who didn't know, Cincinnati is up there.
Cleveland, Cincinnati, same state.
So, bring it in.
Just you didn't know.
They met with both of those running backs. So, a little bit of interest there. So, you never knew what Chase Brown's future would hold, but it held through. Big winner. Heck, I mean, he'll be going high in redraft this year. What you think, Kraft, man?
Oh, this was one where it was like first and second round. I was like just sitting there sweating, and I don't even have Chase Brown on any of my dynasty teams, but it was almost I'm just already thinking about targeting him in redraft, where I really think he could finish as a top 5, top 6 guy. I mean, Mixon did it for years, just over and over again. So they've shown that they trust him. And, they're going to try to bring Zach Moss back and whoever else they have in that backfield. So Chase Brown's going to get damn near everything. And the passing work is what excites me the most about this one. So just glad they didn't replace him. We'll probably be talking about this next year. Same thing, because he's a later round draft pick. What do you think, Ian?
Yeah, dude, I'm just sitting here scrolling through Chase Brown's stats on Sleeper, dude, and I mean he's everything and a bag of chips. I mean his chart looks exactly how you want it to be. I mean he's 30% of the snaps first 5 games. He goes up to 50% through 8, and then by week 9, I mean he's playing 80+% of the snaps, dude, and that's everything you want to see in a young back on your team, dude. I mean he's got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 touchdowns on the ground, 1, 2, 3, 4 in the air. I mean, like you said, he's deadly in the air. I mean, any game he got over 5 receptions, he balled out, dude. He's get 37 yards, 7.5 yards a carry or yards a catch. I mean, but I'm not just going to sit here and read stats, dude. I mean,
stat nerd.
Yeah, dude. Chase Brown just passed the eye test. I know. I was just got into it because I haven't looked into him, but no, Chase Brown is a huge winner, man. And Cincinnati is a team that's going to score a lot of touchdowns. They're going to be pushing for championships, and I feel like he's going to be a big part of it, dude. Or he's going to make or break the team. So yeah, no, I feel like Chase Brown is a great person to target in this year's draft for sure.
Crap, man, how high does Chase Brown go in redraft?
I think he should go in probably the mid-second. But if you want to take him in the back of the first, I don't see no problem with it. That's how high I am on him. I like him or Jonathan Taylor next year.
I'll probably take Chase.
Yeah.
He's up there.
Definitely up there. All right. Got to talk about the next one. We got to talk about Pacheco. And this one's worth talking about because we was high on him last year. He started off hot for those first couple games and then broke his fibula. You know what I'm saying? So he missed the majority of the year. Pretty much when it came to fantasy football, he was irrelevant, but he did come back. But even when he came back, I've said it I've said the same line 5 times. I must think it's clever or something crap. I'm about to say, but he broke his leg, and then when he came back, he played football like he broke his leg that year. You know what I'm saying? Like he was messed up. So now he's got time to heal up. I don't really know what the word is on. I mean, Kareem Hunt finished off the year, but I'm not sure what they really want to do. They drafted that one running back late, but I just think Isaiah Pacheco definitely survived because I was trying to ship him off. Honestly, every year before the draft, I try to ship Pacheco off every year. Nobody ever bites, and then he just survives and survives. So he survived again, and I was needing it this year. Talk about sweating it out. I was sweating this one out right here, Kraft, man. I needed this one for my home league team bad. Like, I got to have at least some kind of solid starter. So, but yeah, Pacheco, he's a winner. Now that don't mean he's going to have just like this great year next year. We'll have to see. Hopefully he can recover, but it looks like the opportunity will definitely be there.
Yeah, I know you were sitting there texting me during the draft while you were at work. Like, what are the Chiefs doing? What are the Chiefs doing? I was like, they ain't taking one. They haven't taken one yet. They did get a running back, Rashard Smith, but it was a little bit later on. I do like that running back, but Kareem Hunt, he's on the older side. I think it was like, I don't want to project that was his last year of being relevant, but I kind of want to do it because he's just, I think that it might just be his time. But broken fibula, sometimes it lingers for a while, but it's just incredible that he even came back the same year and tried to play through it. But I remember Tony Pollard did that in the very last game of the year with Dallas, and then came back that next year and didn't look the same. So I think, Pacheco should be fine next year, but there's no way he's going as high as he was in last year's redraft draft. He was in the first round, second round. I think we're going to be talking about more like 5th round Isaiah Pacheco. So it could be a steal if he's back to normal next year.
Yeah, man, and I totally agree, dude. Because I got him on my dynasty team, and as all y'all know, I went in on Pacheco. I've been a Pacheco champion since he's been in the league, man. And I just seen the fire in him, and he was going in the first round, early second last year, because he's a great player on a great team, and he had a lot of touchdown opportunities, but he got hurt, and so it's totally reasonable to be pessimistic about him this year because. Those injuries are tough to deal with, but he came back. He kind of played a little bit, but it's really hard to tell. I mean, he's going to get a full workload the beginning of this year, I'm sure. And so only time will tell. But for me, I mean, it's okay. I mean, I got Pacheco and I love Pacheco, but I'm doing okay at running back right now. So if he doesn't end up panning out, it's not going to kill me, but I really do think he is a winner because they didn't draft anybody, and they obviously believe that he's going to be available and he's going to be productive this year. So I think we need to watch out for Pacheco, and I definitely will be taking him in drafts. We'll just see where he goes. I'm really interested to see as we get closer to the season.
They trust him. I think they do trust him. And just like coming into last year, a lot of touchdown opportunity. I mean, Kareem Hunt's not – at that age of his career, not the best running back, but he looked good behind that offensive line and definitely scored some touchdowns.
Man, let's slide it on over to C.J. Stroud. What you call it? This right here, he's an obvious winner because they just go out there and get receivers, just retool them. I mean, this to me is just obvious what Houston is saying. It's just like, C.J. Stroud, you're the guy. And they, obviously wide receiver is something that they had to take care of because they went out there and got in the free agency. They went and got Christian Kirk real cheap. So, I mean, they didn't invest a lot, but I'm just saying they went out there and got a proven vet. And then they come to the draft and they go and get a guy in the second and the third round. Teammates even in college. So it's like, man. But, I mean, always forget his name, Kraft, man. The guy who's hurt, Tank Dell. Tank Dell probably going to miss this year. Stephon Diggs,
Definitely.
he was balling out. He's gone, so you had a void to fill. So you got Nico, who's a beast, but then you get somebody like Jaden Higgins up in there, big-bodied wide receiver. But then you get
Jalen Noel.
Yeah, third round wide receiver from Iowa State, and then he can, C.J. Stroud really liked Tank Dell in that role, so it's like that dude right there really has some upside too. So C.J. Stroud's just a big winner because it's like Houston they're just doing what you do when you got a franchise quarterback. You got your franchise quarterback. Let's get this guy some weapons to protect him. That's just what Houston's doing.
The Texans, they remind me, I think I said it in one of our last episodes, but they're the Packers of the AFC. They got a quarterback who looked great his first year playing and then kind of struggled his second year. That sounds a little bit like Jordan Love. And then, they got Nico on the outside. And both the Packers and the Texans brought in a free agent running back. They brought in Mixon. We brought in Jacobs. So and they're both very young teams and a very young offense with a veteran running back. So I think Stroud could definitely just keep taking that step up. And if Jaden Higgins is the player that I think he is, and Jalen Noel's a good player too.
Yeah.
Christian Kirk on that team, they got a lot of depth over there. Dalton Schultz still running around about 2 miles an hour down the field, just catching it and falling down, doing whatever he's got to do. But the only thing that concerns me with C.J. Stroud is that offensive line. Getting rid of Tunsil was a big departure. So it's going to be a little different next year with that offensive line. And they were already bad before they got rid of him. So hopefully they can figure that out.
Yeah. I think they were like second in sacks in the NFL last year, man. I think C.J. Stroud caught the second most sacks. I'm not sure who caught the first, but I would imagine it was Bryce Young. I don't know.
Burrow, probably.
Or maybe Burrow. But, yeah, I got C.J. Stroud on my dynasty team. I drafted him. He did great. Won me a championship that first year. And didn't do great yet last year. Sophomore slump. Got a bunch of guys around him. Great player. But he is taking a lot of sacks, man. And,
that's your bugaboo right there, that offensive line, isn't it,
Ian? It's hard to win. Yeah, that's my thing, dude. Like that offensive line, that's a game changer, man. That's a game changer. Just think of Detroit would have had a great offensive line last year, dude, without all the injuries. But either way, it's hard to get past that. And I hate when young players get pummeled early in their career, especially really good ones, because they kind of start playing scared, and they kind of start doing different things that they wouldn't normally do because they lost their confidence. But hopefully that won't happen to him. And only the great players know how to adjust, adapt, and overcome from those things. So we'll see with C.J. Stroud, but he definitely got some weapons. It's hard to say they're going to do great immediately because they obviously got to build that chemistry, man. You're not going to throw them 17 touchdowns, and if you do, immediate chemistry, it happens. But at the same time, you really need to build that. And so hopefully they'll mature into a really great squad. But on paper, they got a bright future.
Yeah. Well, shoot, Kraft, man. One thing about C.J. Stroud was there was definitely a little buy low window, probably a little bit before the draft on him because his stock was really high. We had seen him go 101 in a startup that one time, but his ADP was like 104. I imagine it's a little bit lower. It's like I said, because of fantasy football, you should just treat C.J. Stroud like Joe Burrow, really. He's going to have some good years and some bad years.
A lesser Joe Burrow.
A lesser. Agreed. All right. Big winner. DeAndre Swift. And he is a big winner. I feel like we talk shit about him all the time on a year-to-year basis. He's really just not. Sometimes he has stretches where he's good, but most of the time he's just not. But, hey, the Bears, all those weapons, just think about it, Crab. All them weapons they went out there and got. They didn't draft a running back. So it just feels like it's just, Ben Johnson's there, a little familiar, familiarity. Is that how you say it? I can't really say that
Close enough.
Hey, I'm just saying, Swift in the building, you know what I'm saying? They didn't draft it. This offense has obviously got to improve. They keep loading up on the weapons anyway, so they're building it around Caleb Williams and this offense, and DeAndre Swift's about to be a part of it. So, I mean, really a buy low. I mean, this is somebody who if you haven't done your rookie drafts yet, this is somebody, Swift, if you could get him for like a late second. The one I see getting traded the most all the time is Joe Mixon, but DeAndre Swift should be one floated around out there too. And I'm not really a DeAndre Swift guy, Kraft, man. You know me. We sold him last year. We was in a league and had him and sold him for a second.
I know.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, I was really hoping the Bears would draft a running back because I thought this was going to be a good landing spot. They addressed the offensive line and free agency. They went out and got weapons on the outside. This offense looks good on paper. But as far as DeAndre Swift, we did sell him last year for a second. And the way I look at DeAndre Swift's like that drunk-ass dude at the party who you just want to go to sleep, but he keeps staying up and breaking shit and causing a scene. That's what – he just won't go away. I got something against DeAndre Swift for no reason. He went to Georgia. I should like him, but he obviously has an opportunity in front of him. I don't know where he goes in redraft next year. Ian, can you tell me where you would be happy drafting Swift next year?
I don't know if I can tell you that, but I can tell you where your dislike for him came from. It came from him playing in Detroit and getting beat out of his job and then crying like a little girl and getting shipped out of there because homie don't play that little soft shit in Detroit with fucking two black-eyed Dan Campbell, MCDC Dan Campbell, man. Murder City Dan Campbell don't play some little soft boy Swift like the Chicago Bears. The Bears will cradle him. They'll be like, oh, it's okay, Swift, bullshit, but he is a bulldog, and he's that. But
you're calling your bulldog soft.
I think they fucked up, and I think what Chicago, going to my point, where I'm segueing to my point very charismatically, is Roschon Johnson is the reason they didn't draft a running back, not DeAndre Swift. Roschon Johnson. I don't know. We haven't seen it, but I feel like he's got more potential than Swift.
That's a big call. That's a name that doesn't get brought up a lot. He's on my dynasty team, and he's on the edge of I got to create roster space to fill in. I've been trying to ship him out for a third or fourth so that I don't have to drop him off my team. But I could see you might be right. You might be right. I mean, Ben Johnson got rid of DeAndre Swift when he was with Detroit. So
I think it's only a matter of time.
It may have been a Dan Campbell thing though, like
he
was saying. But yeah,
MCDC.
But then you're right. It could be the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Ben Johnson might not like him either, and they just didn't feel like they needed to get a running back. They got other options. They got other things they can do. Maybe it's just like it's the running back position. They don't need to invest. They got Swift, bro. Locked down for 4 years. Let's go.
Where does he go? Where does he go in redraft next year?
Nah, man. I'm gonna be real. He's not that high. This dude is not. I'm not drafting him in the 5th. This dude's like 7th, 8th plus. You're not drafting DeAndre Swift. I'll put it like this, and the leagues I play with you guys, he's going pretty high, but I probably won't be drafting him like that. I think he's a winner from the draft, and Dynasty, there's a price where I would like to have him on my team, but it ain't like something I'm shooting for. Like if I'm in redraft, I'm gonna definitely look at my options. I'm not saying he's like totally off my board, but hopefully I got better options than DeAndre Swift.
I think if you got him on your team, you're happy. You know, if you put some capital into Swift, you're happy that nothing else happened because he's at least going to get some play.
No,
but,
for sure.
Other than that, I mean, he's a winner, but at what cost? We'll see.
You hate him more than I do. What's wrong?
I don't hate him. He's not super productive. I mean, he has stints. He's like a sprinter. He has like 2 games, and then he's like, oh, 5.
I don't know. I feel like Swift is just I just feel like coaches don't like him because he doesn't read the gaps and he doesn't get the yards out of there, but he'll make some big plays every now and again. But it's just like, why can't you just read your blocks and get some yards?
Yeah.
We talked about Swift way too long. Way too long.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, slide it over. Because I really want to talk about this guy too. Justin Fields definitely feels like a winner. And they drafted a left tackle, drafted a tight end, but also they didn't draft a quarterback. And I don't really know. I just got a feeling. I got a feeling in my gut, Kraft man, that him and Garrett Wilson are going to have a good fantasy football year. I don't know what the Jets are going to do. I think they'll probably be trash. I think, but we saw DJ Moore, wide receiver 6, with the Chicago Bears with Justin Fields. They won a few games. I can't remember their record, but Garrett Wilson's got more talent than that. It just feels like Justin Fields. I'm not saying it's a match made in heaven. I'm talking fantasy football. I just think Garrett Wilson probably going to have his best fantasy football year this year. And I'm not, it's the Jets. The Jets fucking suck. And I'm not the biggest Justin Fields guy in the world either, but just something tells me it's going to work out a little bit this year.
Was this a team that brought in Sam Howell? I'm not sure. I remember seeing.
I thought he was with Seattle. That he ain't up there no more.
The only quarterbacks on sleeper are Tyrod Taylor and Adrian Martinez.
Where did Sam Howell go? I could have swore he went somewhere. We'll figure that out.
Just give me 1 second.
Yeah, find it for me. Find it for me, stat nerd. But to
Minnesota.
We went to Minnesota. That's right. That's not bad.
No, that ain't.
That's not bad at all. But with Fields, I'm surprised that you said Garrett Wilson was better than DJ Moore, Matt. You're really not. I didn't think you were a Garrett Wilson type of guy. But as far as fantasy goes, I do got to ask you this question in Dynasty, Matt. I've been thinking about sending Stafford out to Noah for Justin Fields. Do you think Stafford ain't got but a year left, probably? So, right. What do you think? What do you think about that trade? Who would you rather have in Dynasty?
Man, got to go. This is what I'm saying. If you think Stafford has a year left and you think Justin Fields, I mean, he'll probably be, just think, if he loses a lot of games with the Jets, he's done anyways. So I kind of view them on the same as timetable, but you got to go Justin Fields. He's the one with the upside of fantasy football. The rushing, just everything to what his game is. Stafford's going to sit in the pocket and he's going to do his thing, but I think if you're just shooting, you want to win a championship.
A lot better team.
Had Justin Fields. I mean, a lot better team. Probably going to throw more touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a bad trade at all. You know what I'm saying? I just think if you're just shooting for upside, I mean, in this situation right here, Justin Fields don't even have anybody behind him that would even replace him. You know what I'm saying? This dude's going to be the starter. As long as he's healthy, he's playing the whole year. And we've seen him put up big fantasy football seasons, So I'm not really totally odd. I've been kind of in on the win on Justin Fields, and I just feel like Garrett Wilson's slide him in the winner list. I just feel like this is just a year. It's just going to click.
Dude,
it is the Jets, though. You know how I say, crap, man. It is the Jets.
Yeah,
it is the Jets.
I was all in on Justin Fields there for a little while. I mean, I think I traded. Oh wait, I got it right here. I traded Kenneth Walker and Michael Pittman in 2022 for Justin Fields. Won a championship with him, and then I traded him in 24 for a 25 first rounder, who ended up getting Tetraarm McMillan.
Dang, I heard that. That's good. That's a good dynasty.
So, I mean, I was a Justin Fields believer. I held on to him for a couple years. He scored like 35 points, I think, in the championship game in 2024 or 2023. And, I mean, he's got a lot of talent. The Jets do have a way of breaking motherfuckers' spirit. And but we'll see, man. I guess we'll see. But I got off of them when I saw when I saw an opportunity. I mean, he started 3 games for Pittsburgh, and I saw an opportunity to get a first round pick. So I went ahead and traded him, man. Bo Nix was striving, CJ Stroud, Brock Purdy was doing all right. So ended up working out for me. But I mean, there's no competition. So yeah, I think he's a definite starter, and we'll see what he's got.
He's going to play the whole year. He's got to. I mean, Tyrod, you going to put in Tyrod Taylor? We all know who Tyrod Taylor is.
Right.
Injured.
All right. Moving on. Aaron Jones, definitely another winner in this draft. Just really simply because, I mean, they didn't draft nobody. And, I mean, heck, I said it last year. I said he was going – this is last year of fantasy football relevancy. Extended one more year. You know what I'm saying? That's why he's a winner, because this is just a year-by-year basis with Aaron Jones. And I know they brought in Jordan Mason. Jordan Mason, a little winner too. Just, just in case if something happens to Aaron Jones, we've seen Jordan Mason produce. It wasn't San Francisco, but that running back room right there, winners for sure. Aaron Jones, a winner, and he was good last year. Make no mistake about it. I mean, I keep calling for the end, but it ain't happened yet. And who knows if he goes out there and plays again?
Running back 15. Running back 15.
Yeah. Aaron Jones or DeAndre Swift next year?
Jones.
That pretty easy?
Easy.
To me, yeah.
I guess that's pretty – yeah. I mean, there's no need to reiterate what Matt said. I mean, it really is just they didn't draft anybody. He got re-signed with a great team. Got a good offensive line. Got a great offensive head coach. So
look at all that.
It should be more.
You can't see it, but there's a lot of green on his sleeper bats and stuff.
I know.
Lots of green.
He kind of beat expectations last year, and he'll probably do the same this year. Like these old running backs like Derrick Henry and players that are, around that age 30 are still just producing.
Yeah. And I mean, Aaron Jones, he's only finished out of the top 10 in 4 of his 8 years. So I mean, he's top 10 50%. So out of 8 years,
he still look good too.
Yeah, he's got the eye test. Yeah.
Yep. I'm with you. So Aaron Jones, definitely a big winner. Next, Brian Robinson Jr. Another big winner. Really nothing for me to say. I mean, except for they just didn't draft another running back. Young offense, looking to win. They bring in Debo in, so what Washington's trying to do. But yeah, Brian Robinson Jr. definitely a big winner. What say you, Kraft man?
It couldn't really get much better. This whole entire offense just looks like it's going to be humming next year. This is going to be a sneaky team for a lot of like Super Bowl predictions. Jay Daniels coming back, just lighting it up, and then it's going to be Eckler and Robinson in the backfield again. They're going to run it back, and you got Debo there, unless you think Debo's going to take some carries or something, which he might get some rushes, but Brian Robinson is just by far and obvious the goal line back over there. So it's just a great offense to be in, great touchdown opportunity. And I can promise you that Brian Robinson is going to be undervalued next year in redraft again, because he is always undervalued because he's not a special player with no special talent, but he's just a hard downhill runner that fits good in this offense. It's kind of what this offense needs. So he's going to be a very good pick in redraft. And if you're in Dynasty, you're just happy that you got him for another year.
Yeah, man. I just got to say the Panthers just went up 5-3 on the Thunder, on the Lightning. So go Florida.
Watching hockey.
Beat Tampa Bay. Let's go.
I heard that. Ian got some hockey on the side.
Let's go, man. Let's go, man. I got into it, dude. I don't know, but yeah, dude. It's a really prolific offense. I mean, they're doing all the right things there. I love the head coach, Brian Robinson, and he's 26 now. But I mean, he's only been in the league like 3 years, I think. So I mean, 26 is old for a running back. I mean, you're talking shit. All right, you're talking shit on some people that aren't even as old as him, Austin. But yeah, no, I mean, I think he's got all the opportunity ahead of him to do well, especially with Eckler, giving them the relief. That's a good 1-2 punch. And I say they're one of the top 1-2 punches in the league. I mean,
I don't know about that.
You got Jameer Gibbs. So you got Gibbs Montgomery. You got
ETN and Tank Bigsby.
And then
Jalen and Caleb.
Bucky Irvin and White, I guess.
Man, there's a lot of duos better than Robinson Jr. and Austin Eckler. There's a lot.
And you just be spouting shit out.
Gaslighting.
Bijan and Algier. I mean, we could go.
That's actually a good duo though. Like Bijan and Algier, that's actually a really good duo.
Yeah, that's a duo that you should have mentioned.
Yeah.
All right.
That's the one I was thinking of.
All right, slide it over, crap, man, because this was another big winner from the draft. Brenton Strange, because in the offseason, Evan Ingram was traded to the Broncos. Is that right, crap, man? The Broncos?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, I was just making sure. That Joker was traded to the and I'm not 100% sure, but I think Brenton Strange has second round draft capital, but it's just a clear path for tight ends. It's always hard to get tight ends to produce. The Jacksonville Jaguars have been known to get their tight end involved, and we'll see if it was just an Evan Ingram thing, or is it a Jacksonville Jaguar thing, or a Doug Peterson thing. But knowing that the tight ends are involved, I mean, I said it all the time. Evan Ingram was one of those tight ends I always wanted. I mean, they're like manufacturing catches for this man. Brenton Strange, in week 15 against the New York Jets, had 12 targets, 11 receptions. He had 18 fantasy points, and that's PPR. So that was probably some Mac Jones dump-offs all day. But anyways, at least he has some kind of capabilities out there. And if he's got the starting role, that offense is perceived to get better this year to add Travis Hunter and stuff. So Brenton Strange, definitely a big winner at the tight end spot. I'm kicking myself, Kraft man, because in my home league, I picked him up for free. I had him on my team for a little bit and then dropped him because I needed somebody to drop. And now he's out there.
Yeah.
So it just pisses me the fuck off.
I don't blame you. I mean, I put we put this name in there because it's somebody that nobody is thinking about right now. And like you said, the Jaguars just manufacture touches for the tight end. Like Trevor Lawrence is known for throwing to the tight end, but I'm gonna name their roster. Behind him, he's got Johnny Munt, Sean Bowman, and Hunter Long. I mean, I don't know any of these guys. So, but I do know Brenton Strange because I seen him that 1 week when he was going off. So it just, you get Travis Hunter there, you get Brian Thomas there. Brenton Strange should just be, he should get some easy coverage down there and be able to produce in the middle of the field. So this is definitely not a bad thing to have in your dynasty league. Somebody that went from nothing or dropped like you're on Matt's team, like just thrown out like garbage, and now you got a player. So check your dynasty waiver wires.
Yeah, man. To me, I mean, I hadn't heard of Brenton Strange until we talked earlier, and I hadn't really looked into him. But it seems like there's
you ain't even got to say nothing about him if you don't want to.
But the thing that I'm going to say about him, you'll get what I'm saying. Let me get to my point. So that being said, there is a lot of people in that offense that demand targets, and I don't feel like in that offense there's a lot of targets to go around, and I feel like he will be the last pot fed. So he might be a good stash spot, but I don't feel like this year he could be great. But he could have a high ceiling. I mean, that's the thing about these younger guys. Or I mean, this is second year, going in his third year, I think. But I mean, it's just a wait. I feel like it's more of a wait and see thing than a for sure like gotta start him type deal. There's a lot of targets.
Yeah. You're not playing him week one in your lineup.
Okay.
No, sorry.
You hope not.
I mean, you
All
hope so.
Let's go to Kraft.
You hope he's that good.
True. Let's go to Kraft Man's guy, Lab McConkey. Yeah, this is the Lab McConkey podcast, man. We love Lab McConkey up in here, especially the Kraft Man. That Joker always been on him. And listen, I agree that he's a winner because they added Trey Harris, so it gives them some more weapons. And we're already, that offense. They're going to run the ball and they're going to do their thing. But they added Omarion Hampton, they added Trey Harris, so it's like, okay, this offense is going to improve with Justin Herbert. Hopefully, they got him a good foundation. So yeah, good for Lab McConkey. You can take some of the load off of him. I guess the only thing is, do you think he just had a good last year because he was getting a lot of volume, or? I mean, what do you think, Kraftman? Any kind of decline from McConkey?
No, it's going to be just fine. I mean, they drafted Trey Harris, and Trey Harris is an outside guy. They kind of needed that Joshua Palmer replacement, like DT mentioned on that last episode. So, QJ's still there. They didn't draft a tight end to take targets away. So, Lab McConkey's just going to be a target monster again. And, we bring him up a lot on this episode because I'd never let anybody live anything down when I make a good call on something. I mean, that's really all it comes down to is that. Well, we'll bring him. I'll bring him up at any possible chance I can get. Ladidi McConkey. I mean, he's a great player, and he's gonna keep being great. So,
yeah,
go ahead, Ian.
No, I definitely agree with that, but you was gaslighting a little bit there on your accuracy on anyways.
I drafted him at the 102 in a rookie draft over Roma Dunze. I mean that.
Yeah, but you tried
the
to
balls
loop it
are
in.
huge on this man right now. When I drafted that guy,
you tried to loop it in with all your picks are like that one, but I think that's a 1 in a million. But anyways. We're talking about the honky tonky wonky donkey McConkey, and this kid is savage, man. I mean, the baddest Georgia Bulldog receiver we've seen in a long time. I mean, George Pickens, he had it, but he was always that. I mean, he got kicked out of the game with Tech for putting. I mean, that's the stuff. So we haven't had a great receiver, and finally, Lab McConkey comes in and puts a respect on UGA's name, and he's in that offense, and he's got great opportunity. He's got a great head coach, got a great quarterback. He's got the drive. I mean, they got a good defense. It's going to keep him in games. So I think he's got touchdown opportunities, and he's still young, man. So I think if you got him on your dynasty team, you're balling right now, and I don't think you should trade him at all. I think he's a total winner. They didn't draft anybody else. They don't need nobody else. Lab McConkey is the man, and I think you should target him as a wide receiver 1 in your redraft leagues.
Where do you think he goes? You think? I see that Clemson flag behind Matt. So the first play that came to mind was Lab McConkey or T. Higgins next year in redraft.
Where do I think he goes?
I'm saying Lab McConkey or T. Higgins next year. I think he probably goes in like the third or fourth round, I'm thinking.
But Lab McConkey or T. Higgins?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go T. I think if I had the choice, I'd take T. Higgins. But it's a close second. I take McConkey over Ayuk.
Well, no shit. Yeah. Ayuk? You mean come on, Ian. I hope you take McConkey off over Ayuk.
I mean, he's a starting quarterback.
Man, I would take McConkey over T. Higgins.
You would? You would, Matt? You really would?
I would. Listen, man, T. Higgins, you can't be trusted. That last year thing, it's just what happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, he went off in the championship week. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Lab McConkey's way more trustworthy. In fact, T. Higgins might be a great sell high. He might be one of the best ones. His value's probably spiked through the roof. So we'll do some buy low sell highs at some point. But I feel like Lab McConkey's just a little more trustworthy. I don't trust T. Higgins. You know what I'm saying? I didn't trust him last year. Can't trust that dude. Hey, but he won people championships. So
yeah, totally different offense too. Though the Bengals are pass first. They don't have a defense, so they have to keep up most of the time, and the Chargers want to run it down your throat. and play defense. So I feel like it's pretty close. If T. Higgins can stay healthy, I feel like it's going to be a very, very, very close between him and McConkey. But I just remember looking at my prize picks last year. McConkey's receiving line was he was up there with the big dogs, like 80.5 receiving yards. So the gambling community, Vegas respected lad.
That's a lot.
No doubt. All right, listen, we gotta mention these guys right here. Browns, Ravens, Bills, pass catchers, obvious winners because they didn't draft wide receivers, so everything stays the same with them. Craftman, go ahead, put your input on these guys.
If Joe Flacco is starting over there in Cleveland, Jerry Jeudy should have a pretty decent year. And Cedric Tillman, they obviously believe in him. He really came on last year and looked good, but he had that concussion that lasted like 4 or 5 weeks, and they just never played him again the rest of the season. So he's not really coming off of no bad injury. So it's not like an Olave situation where it's multiple concussions. He just couldn't get back on the field. So I think Cedric Tillman might be a little sleeper in your drafts, and you're happy if you got him on your dynasty team. Same thing with Bateman. And as far as the Bills goes, they are the Ravens, you got Zay Flowers. And then with the Bills, Keon Coleman, Khalil Shakir, you got to be happy with what happened in the draft.
Yeah, man, I totally agree. I think with the Browns, the quarterback room is questionable, but they didn't draft a receiver, so everybody there is feeling pretty good. And I honestly think Cedric Tillman could surpass Jerry Jeudy this year for the wide receiver 1 targets and percentage of snaps. But the Ravens, they're run-first offense, so none of the receivers there really see a lot of targets, but it's about who's productive with the targets. And I think Bateman is fairly productive with the targets, and so is Zay Flowers. So we'll see it there. And then, Khalil Shakir, as I actually traded him to Austin for JSN in the number 2 pick, and which turned into Travis Hunter. So we'll see how that goes down. But I think all those teams receivers are winners. Yeah. I don't know. We'll find out, man. I've lost some, I win some. We'll figure it out.
Gotta mention this one too. Cowboys RBs. This was one that I tossed in there real quick. Javonte, big winner, and I'll throw Miles Sanders in there a little bit, and obviously the rookie coming in, but it looks like Javonte is going to come in to be the starter at first, at least. So Cowboys running backs winning a little bit. Not somebody I don't want any of these guys. Heck, it just makes you think the rookies are going to be pretty good. But I just figured I'd throw these guys out there. What you think, Crab Man?
I mean, I don't know what to say about this running back room. It seems like a good spot. It seems like a good team to draft a running back from. But in your drafts, it's going to be really hard to pull the trigger on either Javonte. It's definitely not Miles Sanders. It can't be, right? So it got to be Javonte or Blue, and one of them's going to probably be productive. So I would like to see – I'm pretty interested to see where these guys are going in a redraft setting. And as far as dynasty goes, if you got Javonte, you're just hanging on. You're hanging on for dear life every single year.
Yeah, man. Totally. I totally agree with you. It's got the face value with being on the Cowboys, and you kind of want for Davis historically have had a really good offensive line and been able to move the ball on the ground. And I was really looking forward to getting the Dallas running back that got drafted in the first round or second round this year, but that didn't happen. It fell down to Jaden Blue, and I did end up getting him, and I agree with you. I think he definitely has the opportunity to take that position. I mean, it's Javonte's position to lose, but it could go either way, man. And I think I would probably target him in your leagues. Because
who's that? Javonte?
No, Blue. I would probably target blue because you can get him like at the very, very end of your draft, just like a sleeper running back or something. And if you hit, you hit. If not, you didn't waste a pick like trying to get Javonte Williams, which some people were trying to draft as a wide receiver, as a running back one, which he's not.
Well, I think Javonte goes pretty late in the rookie. I mean, in the redraft setting too. I don't think either. I'm interested to see which one goes ahead of the other. Truthfully,
Same.
What do you think, Matt?
Well, shoot, crap. I just think it's a big shit show, and I think any of them, any week, could provide some fantasy value. You just never know. But yeah, I definitely take a flyer on blue, or you know what I'm saying? Why not? I mean,
whichever one goes later,
especially
right.
I mean, especially I don't even know about redraft. You probably won't even have to draft him, but I'm just saying, like in your dynasty rookie drafts coming up, he's going in like your third and fourth rounds or whatever. I mean, that's a good flyer to take. There's a pathway for him. That's all you can ask for that late in your rookie drafts.
You're right. Yeah.
Well, all right, crap, man. Look, man, I was going to do this in the middle of the show and just totally forgot because we talk about the fake stuff. But, hey, don't be a hoe. Share the motherfucking show. That's all we ask around here is, hey, word of mouth is the best way to share the show. We can try doing stuff on social media and this and that, but the best way to do it is tell people about it, and it's proven to work. But, Crab, man, what say you?
I appreciate everybody for listening, and I like this episode, and I love talking about the NFL draft and all these rookies, but we've been talking about rookies for like 2 months, so it's nice to get back to some of the vets, talk about a little bit more than the rookies in this episode. So I enjoyed it for sure. What you got, Ian?
Yeah, man, it was a pleasure being on here, man. As always, I appreciate you guys having me on. Don't be a hoe. Share the show, man. We're just on here doing the damn thing. Just trying to make sense of it all. This is all speculation, man. Who knows? In 3, 4, 5 months, we're gonna be changing our stories completely. So just give us a like and a subscribe and show your mamas, your baby's mamas, your baby's mamas, and just pay attention to the fake stuff, man. The Fake Stuff Podcast. You won't go wrong. Keep it strong.
Yes, sir. Everybody, Ian's right. Anywhere you can get a podcast, listen to one. Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio. We are there. Check us out on YouTube podcast. Check us out on YouTube. But with that said, that is it. So we are out.
Peace.
Peace.